Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Nice.
Welcome to Sleepywood. Within the mysterious middle of Victoria Island lays a Victoria's Secret. No, not that one. This one. The dangerous center where naive explorers and misguided wanderers travel a touch too far from the safe fluffy clouds and bright skies into the deep depths of a hidden forest. One wrong move and you're isekai'd to a world that seems to live completely underground. Whether your curiosity got you there via the death taxi, or you were just trying to get your steps in only to die a bit out of bounds from any safe town, this is where you would end up. And I'm sure it's left a mark on your psyche. There's no escape out of this diabolical mess, and your only hope is a kind stranger that can get you out of your plight by giving you a return scroll to another town, or they can help clear the path while you escape out of the 9th circle of hell. And yeah, Sleepywood does not do taxis. Wait a minute, this seems oddly familiar.
Oh no!
So the town of Sleepywood is an entangled darkwood forest biome where only a handful of locals live, not including the pillagers. Sorry, that's a different game. And if you thought Pirion had a huge outback, get a load of this guy. He's got his own dungeon. What's up with that? It's also not a class town, but rather it serves the function of a safety net before heading towards its ubiquitous dungeon. But how does one end up in Sleepywood though? Well, as you know, there are multiple ways to get there, intentional or not, but in earlier versions of the game, the only towns directly connected to Sleepywood by walking was Hennessy's, Koenig City, and Pirion. The road to Sleepywood through Hennessy's begins with the town's upper right portal. It brings you to a map with a clear message. Morning Street, road to the dungeon. This map is your RuneScape's agility course with a bit more danger zones. It has a few ropes over some short pits with some tougher enemies and a large platform above them containing like blue mushrooms, some horny mushrooms, and some other randos, but that's just the appetizer. Eventually, you'll make your way through some brambles and some other ouchies until you finally reach the dungeon entrance map. You absolutely should watch your footing here. One wrong step and you can consider yourself an Amazon Prime package because you've just been delivered to your nearest town. Not that I'm traumatized or anything, but the Golem Pit is a real threat and it will hurt you. The infamous pit is where many of us had our first encounter with the towering golem enemy, and the pit also gives us access to the hidden street, the Breathing Rock, where you can find a few more variants of the golem, like the mixed golem and the black stone golem as well, just to name a few. This hidden street goes deep too, but that's for another video. Before you even enter the dungeon, you better help the best NPC in the world, okay? This precious sleeping knight, Luke. Look at him, he's so on brand too, sleeping in front of Sleepywood. What a hero. You have the privilege of helping him a few times. First, you can bring him his salad because he demands it, and some junior necky skins and some sturge wings as well. Though I think we all remember how painful it was getting 100 of these skins. But don't you worry, the Honorable Knight knows that you've gone through too much trouble to get his little snacky. So he's actually giving you a refined gem. It's random, but I mean, if you land on that diamond, you're smiling. So do we all remember the Pinhead Larry of helmets for warriors? You know, the Nordic helm? Yeah, Luke here can offer you one, but I mean, it's a bit crusty, but hear him out. You help him get these items and he'll help you out with a crusty Pinhead Larry helmet. I think that's a pretty good deal, so you better listen to him. Alright, let's be real, gang. Pirion is a dungeon in itself. Regardless, the design of Pirion may come off as simple, we all know that, but you gotta really appreciate that simplicity being put into practice. Behold, the dungeon sign. Since they absolutely do not want you confusing them with the actual dungeon of Victoria Island, they made a convenient sign directing you there. You'll have to make your way through a few tough maps before reaching the entrance of Sleepywood through this way. But hey, you get to see Luke again. Sorry, you get to see not Luke again guarding the entrance before you. Who the hell's this guy? So the Kerning City sewers will take you directly to Sleepywood. It's a straight shot from the first portal through a couple of longer maps, maybe a few dangers compared to the other ones, though you can absolutely run into a lot of the monsters that you see on the platforms up ahead. As mentioned earlier, there were only direct routes for the previously mentioned towns, and Elenia did not have a connection to Sleepywood besides that VIP taxi, and it wasn't until around version 70 where an extra map connecting Elenia to Sleepywood was established. After that, Maplers were able to visit MapleStory's very own version of the Guinness World Record of world's tallest tree with an all-inclusive ride to Sleepywood via free birding yourself into the air, if you catch my drift. Wow, I really wrote that, didn't I? Finally, Lith Harbor remained with the VIP taxi, still available and still discounted for the curious beginner, otherwise 10,000 clams. Don't worry, Sleepywood has a reason for keeping you trapped here like an asylum patient. Since going beyond its perimeters lurks the evil dangers of the sanctuary deep underground. But I wouldn't feel too safe either, since Sleepywood has some skeletons in their own closet. Now, you're probably wondering, why use Sleepywood and the dungeon interchangeably? They're like roommates on the map, but they also have a shared and close history as one would expect. Sleepywood and the dungeon feels similar to how Hennessy's and its hunting ground feels, except amp it up with Sleepywood being the town with an expansive ant tunnel and cursed sanctuary DLC attached, free of charge. Something cool that I came across while reading NamuWiki was, before the open beta test and full release of the game, Sleepywood as the town did not exist, and it was actually the dungeon that existed first. Same long maps and same thing, infested with a bunch of mushrooms and its other abominations, of course, and that was the forefront of Victoria Island's danger zone. The town came in on April 21st, 2003, and even after it was introduced, the hotel was not functional yet. That wasn't until June. No hotel, no Travago. Now, we've all seen this earlier iteration of the map for Victoria Island where the center was just marked as the dungeon, and as we all know, that's pretty much what it was. It was the final area that was made available with the strongest monsters that one could tussle with. And you'll find a lot of references to the dungeon throughout the game, like the earlier map, the mini-maps, dungeon signboard in Pirion, and various NPC dialogues which reference it. At the beginning of the dungeon entrance, you're greeted by a dense amount of horny mushrooms and zombie mushrooms, and that's how you know you're in for an absolutely pleasant experience, let me tell you. Better come prepared or adventurers are in for a scare. How's that for a Goosebumps reference? Yeah, I read. Most of the ant tunnel maps contain the previously mentioned mushrooms the deeper you go, until it starts to get weird. But before that, you'll find a majority of mushrooms, zombie mushrooms that is. A good reason for that you'll soon find out. If you climb over to the top of map, there's a hidden street that takes you to a mushroom-shaped map that's full of future ingredients for my risotto. Oh yeah, and the foreboding matriarch of the zombie mushrooms, Zombie Mushmom. You'll also have to make your way through Evil Cursed Eyes, but not before going through the famous zigzag map where you can entirely skip with a single down jump. Wondering if this was just a private server thing or Maple World's thing, I can't remember. I'm pretty sure you could do it in the original. Anyway, there's also a few sturges past here. Wow, Bat found in cave. Next up, Fork found in kitchen. So here's the weird part. Deep within the ant tunnel, there's this cursed sanctuary built by ancients, I suppose, containing the strongest monsters on the entire island at the time. And okay, who's excited for Sleepy Hollow? I know I am. The BGM is so peak, and can I just go on a small tangent for a second? Of course I can. Look at these octopus. I mean, wow, they are so cute. This is the best monster ever, and you can fight me on this, but I will die on this hill with Steve. Sorry, anyways, we got some honorable mentions before we talk about the guy with the best fursuit on the island, but if it were up to me, those taromancies though. Those honorable mentions include the Cold Eyes, the typical drakes with their alternative forms, and the legendary jumping Bobbert the snail, presented to you via Drake's meal table. But pushing even further into its caverns, you'll meet with the wild cargos. You know, they always look like a failed quadruped from the Sonic universe to me. And then finally, there's the three tiers of the taromancies. Man, I love taromancies. They are one of the most ominous, badass looking enemies, just like the werewolves from Elnath. And you know you shouldn't be messing with them because they already be hidden in that Street Fighter victory pose. Once you hit the end of that road, you've reached the final boss of Victoria Island, the Junior Balrog, a towering evil entity that wanders the halls of the cursed sanctuary, which spawned every 4 to 6 hours, and usually with endgame challenges comes endgame prizes. That's right, Bob! Tell them what their prizes are. So our prize pool, we have the red katana, Ooh, that's sharp. There's also the Judgment. You don't want to be on the wrong side of the law with this one. And don't forget the famous evil wings. Spooky stuff, Jill. I'm Jane. And cash prizes up to 3,500 mesos, plus many, many more.
I miss my wife tales.
Sleepywood's NPCs are scattered throughout the area, but in the town itself, there's only 7 people. Yes, I included the bank guy because we love him. The other non-humans are the taxi and the mysterious statue. They feel like a gated community of monks, to be honest, which makes Mr. Sweat and Mr. Wet Bottom feel so out of place. Maybe that's the point. Dude really chose a secluded deep forest to run a spa retreat. I'm sure the monks there benefit from the tourism, ? Do you think the monks find them weird and just tolerate them? Though, we also have some important NPCs that are relevant to Sleepywood, despite them being outside of town. Check out the food truck guy. He's doing you a solid by providing you a safe spot and some necessary junk food, because if the mobs won't kill you, these certainly will. Especially at the rate you'll be chugging them just to survive a slap in the face from a Taro Macy. Anyways, how criminal would it be if I didn't talk about our favorite stoic and aloof hero from our childhood, Manji? Hey, remember that one quest that he would randomly teleport you to Ariant if you didn't pay attention? Good times, good times. I was so intrigued by Manji as a kid. I just wanted to know why he was so mean. Like, let me befriend you, edgy man. The fact that he had so little to do with you when you were lower level just made you more curious as to what his deal was. Eventually, as your character grows, you'll soon come to learn that Manji has an interesting past and deep connection to the cursed sanctuary. You learn this via the quest, The Hero's Gladius. This was amazingly showcased in the upload from MapleStory on Classic Worlds lore. We see Krishama from Sleepywood approaching Manji in Pyrrhion to restore the legendary sword, only for him to do that edgy anime guy thing and turn him away using Silence no Jutsu. Can't tell you how pleasantly pleased I was seeing them choose pixel art animation instead of the anime style that was around the Big Bang Black Mage era. Keep it that way. A notable NPC that we all remember is the Rememberer, responsible for all the 99 and 999 Slayer quests that you turn into him. Chrono Story has them as a great way to help you level up too. Grinding while grinding. Nice. I hope Classic adds more Slayer quests to the queue like Chrono Story does, along with the Monster Book for added content, of course. Maybe the rewards don't even have to be XP, maybe it can be like a unique item too. And then there is the Mysterious Statue. This is your ticket to an early jump quest and oh, sorry, you probably winced at the thought of a jump quest, my bad. With a quest like John's Flowers, hell lies beyond this weird-ass statue into the Forest of Patience. More like Forest of, if I fail this jump one more time, the violence on my keyboard will be domestic. As annoying as jump quests can be, I love them. They really can show you that you can do something if you just focus and, learn from your mistakes. But I'll tell you this, all of Shumi's jump quests make me unreasonably angry. In my first video on this channel, I mentioned the absolute freak that is Mr. Webbottom and his twin. Yeah, unfortunately, gotta be reminded that there's 2 of them, with appropriately apt names that you can only muster an exhale from your nose at. But you wanna know what my headcanon is? That it's the same guy and he just changes his name depending on the spa room you go to. Like, Mr. Sweatbottom is just a sweaty guy that will sell you potions for your journey. But Mr. Wetbottom, he wants you to go and get that book from his son. And why does he have to bring his kid into it, man? I mean, all we wanted was the sauna robe and all the little guy wanted was some milk and food. Take care of your son, Mr. Wetbottom. And why is he in the care of fairies in a random tree trunk, by the way? Maybe also stop leaving your freaky books around so your kids can get their little mitts on it. Do better. Do better. Why are you charging me access to buy your potions? The one in Showa is free. Charge me for the VIP one, okay? Not both. Sure, boost in HP recovery at the sauna. Big whoop. I ain't paying to see Mr. Wetbottom stare into my soul because, let's be real, who's here to see him? We want the shop with high quality potions, like the mana elixir and the unagi. Speaking of unagi, have you guys ever had it? If you hadn't, I'd recommend giving it a try. If you already like seafood, that is, since, it's eel, in case you didn't. You know how Showa has that hidden street that you can crawl into from the bathhouse? This is where you can find those devil slimes and some other random difficult enemies from deep within the mines in Elnath. Not that Sleepywood needs this, but I thought it was such a nice detail from Showa. Besides, we already covered that Sleepywood has a personal dungeon and the Forgotten Hollow coming up too. I think it's good for now. Well, anyways, because Sleepywood is so secluded, there aren't many utilities here. There's only the hotel for potions and return scrolls, and some crafting from Sabitrama. Yep, so there's nothing else around here. What were you expecting? Oh, I get it. You saw a hotel and assumed there's gotta be a golf course around here somewhere. Yeah, nice try, buddy. The name for Sleepywood's town is aptly named Sleepywood and has one of the most calming songs to listen to while grinding. Since it's everywhere outside of the town that isn't the ant tunnel, I'll even dare say it rivals the Missing You song from the Alinea Tree Dungeon. Then there's Ancient Move. This one is played throughout the Ant Tunnel before you hit the Cursed Sanctuary. And honestly, its melody is pretty much broken up by a lot of ambience. And I'm not talking about all the zombie mushrooms that you hear dying in the background right now because that's how nostalgic this place is. But there's a lot of low tones that you hear throughout the cave. And then finally some piano notes too. It does a great job of making you feel like you're in this weird foreboding cave. Finally, when you reach the Cursed Sanctuary, this is where the song Evil Eyes starts to play. This is one of the songs that you have to give it a second and let it cook because it's absolutely amazing 3 minutes into the song. Most of the song before the build-up is filled with the beating of drums, and honestly, it's a fair warning to you. It's really showing you that this place is not to be trifled with. This absolute gem of a song is a masterclass in suspense and danger. It makes me start to think if they played this in actual real life caves, it would kind of deter people from leaving their perfect lives and checking out an unmapped area and cave that says Devil's Ass killed 50 people. Just a thought. So, what do you feel when you think about Sleepywood when you enter its arena? The music is enough to give you a feeling of safety outside of the dungeon, but there's something off about the environment itself. I mean, look at these strange large face statues. They almost represent Buddha or something. It kind of gives me the same vibes of the Golden Temple. They pop up in multiple maps outside of Sleepywood, but never in the town itself, probably because they head too damn big for the goddamn town. But besides that, it's dark flora that seems to thrive despite the lack of sun beautifully cover the town. Not to mention, they're huge. Hennessy's has all the mushrooms. Why aren't there any in Sleepywood? Don't mushrooms thrive in these kind of conditions? Maybe the Cursed Sanctuary's presence has something to do with the state of the ecosystem? Is that why there's so many zombie mushrooms? When it comes to MapleStory, there's a lot of questions that we have, and it'd be pretty cool if Classic could touch upon some of them. So, overall, it seems like Sleepywood just leaves us guessing to what it is, or better yet, what it could be like if the dungeon wasn't around. We even have the Forgotten Hollow added as a part of Sleepywood, deep within its trenches, and man is that environment rotten to the spore, pun intended. I have a good feeling that we might get a bit more lore dumps from the Maple team. The Manji video was a great sign, but alas, as the final pit stop before you meet the end of the line on Victoria Island, for the time being, we are left in the dark to how that may look like until the future. For now, it's nostalgic to remember Sleepywood for its Slayer quest, for the Rememberer, and for the place where you get your sauna robe. It's also the town notorious for no taxi, and even when all hope's lost within its caverns, there's still a bit of respite within the 24-hour convenience food truck. Maybe I'm wrong about where to get the salad, but I do remember traveling all the way out here just to get it for Luke's request, and I think that's the only place that you could get it at the time. There's also an equal chance that I was just a clueless kid. And speaking of being a clueless kid, I did get stuck here. I just loved exploring Maple's story, and it's safe to say that I baited myself. Thank goodness to that kind soul that helped me out. And shout out to that kind soul. I'm sure they're a firefighter right now or something. Well, my fellow Maplers, with that is the end of the video. And if there's anything I've learned from Sleepywood, I would say it was the sleep that was the wood we made along the way. Or was it don't sleep on wood? Or rather, if you see Sleepywood, do not approach. That is, not until you are ready. There's a lesson in there somewhere, I promise. Hello, Pixel here. I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and thank you if you've watched the other ones too. If not, go check them out. What are you doing here? Anyways, thanks again. In the meantime, we can cope for 2027 OSMS. Am I right? Oh god. Anyways, never mind all that. Just go out there and give them some smiles.